What is up, Hexicans and Pulsinators? Thank you for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to give you some updates on Hex, where it could go, and if you should buy Hex now or wait until after Pulsechain. I'm also going to talk about PulseX, as well as a few updates on Pulsechain, and how you can get Pulsechain if you missed the Pulsechain sacrifice in July. Just keep in mind, if you're new to Pulsechain and PulseX are like Ethereum and Uniswap respectively. Okay, they're different. Pulsechain, PulseX, two different things. If you guys want to support the channel, hit the like button. The only reason I even know about Hex or Pulse is because I randomly found a YouTube video on Hex, and by pressing that like button, the video will get out to more people. You don't know who's going to click this video, end up learning about Pulse and Hex, and end up making life-changing returns. So go with the butterfly effect, do your job as part of a Hexican community, hit the like button. It's free. This content is not free. That's your charge. You gotta hit the like. So someone actually paid for a Yahoo Finance PulseX media release. Shout out to hexmentor@gmail. But it just describes all of Pulse and PulseX, and then also says we have 900 million in sacrifice amounts. I don't use Yahoo Finance, but I assume a lot of more traditional finance people do, and this is just a good way to get. Richard talks a lot about getting outside of the Hex community and onboarding other people, whether it's in TradFi or from the Cardano community or a Bitcoin maximalist. Get out of the Hex community, explore other tickers on Twitter, other hashtags, so that we can kind of crossbreed all of the communities and bring them back into Pulse and Hex. A tweet right here from 8hex753. And if you guys use Twitter, my Twitter's in the video description below. I'd love if you tweet at me, talk to me. I enjoy that. The Hex God Whale has been gradually moving ETH to USDC. So the Hex God Whale is an address in Hex that has hundreds of millions of dollars. If you're new to the community, that's who the God Whale is. So they have $63 million in stable coins. He says no idea of their plan, but their timing has been near perfect and appears to be the first time this address has sold Ethereum. So the God Whale got his Ethereum in the Genesis sale. So like a day one Ethereum purchaser. Pretty sure Ethereum was under $1 in that sale. And one thing to note, this guy has not sold any Hex, okay? So maybe he's getting stable coins so he can provide liquidity when Pulsechain comes out in the future. Who knows? But whenever the God Whale is doing something, I think it's important that we take notice. Great tweet here from Cosmo Jenkins. And if you're a Hexican, you've seen this many times. Hex has dumped, 7 times now in its career, right? 80%, 70%, 60%. 80% dump, 70% dump, 65% dump, and currently we're recovering from what was about an 80% dump, okay? This is the trend line that since inception Hex has held, and whenever you get closer to the trend line, I mean, it could be invalidated, anything can be in technical analysis, but history has said that this has been respected, and every time, 6 times previously, these dips have been a great buying opportunity. Now, one thing to take away, Pulsechain was not in the situation, was not a thing for these previous dips. And I know the run-up that we had before this dip was because of Pulsechain. And so I think the Pulsechain introduction is throwing off a lot of the tokenomics and technical analysis history that Hex has had. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think that's kind of what caused this dump as well, because a lot of people sacrificed for Pulsechain in July thinking it was going to come out like really soon, and people are impatient, right? Patience is not the name of the game in crypto. It's a virtue. Not a lot of people have it. So yeah, dips are good in Hex. You should buy them. And then a nice clip here from Richard, okay? This guy tweets out, he says, and 1000x from 22 cents is $200 Hex. Oh man, that'd be absurd. which is easy because Hexicans onboard 1,000 new users per day on yucky Ethereum with $50 to $2,000 gas fees, so Hex could easily make parabolic rise to 10,000 or 100,000 new users. And just listen to Richard in this clip, all right?
Hex could do another 1,000x easily. I mean, look, when you look at Bitcoin did 6.5 million x. Hex did 1,000,000% on only 75,000 active stakers. That is not many stakers, guys. We're really, really early. Nobody has heard about us yet. So, like, let me ask you this. If you think that somehow market cap is too high and it's some type of, like, limit, well, then what happens when you on-ramp 10 times more users? So when Hex has 10 times more users than it has today, how are you going to prevent the price from going up? People buy it and they lock it on average 6.1 years. I don't think that you can stop the price from going up when you're on-ramping new users. And we on-ramp new users every day.
So we on-ramp new users every day, right? Whether it's 1,000 new users or 100 new users, we're constantly adding new users. And Metcalfes Law, which is talked about a lot, states that the value of a telecommunications network is proportional to the square, right, to the power of 2, the number of connected users. This was something that was learned in the .com bubble, okay? So as we grow, the value of the Hex network is going to grow exponentially, right? And if we continuously onboard people, and this sounds like a pyramid scheme now, but as the project does grow, the returns are going to be exponential compared to the number of users connected to the Hex system. Clip from Richard right here, how you can still get Pulsechain if you miss the sacrifice.
Is there a way for me to get my USD into Pulsechain without going through ETH? Well, if you were to sacrifice for PulseX now, you could swap your PulseX coins for Pulse coins in the PulseX exchange on the PulseX or Pulsechain mainnet before the Ethereum bridge is launched, and you might get a better rate. So
I talked about this in a previous video. Once Pulsechain comes out, the bridge from Ethereum will not be immediate. So as soon as Pulsechain comes out, there will be a way for you to swap PLSX for PLS. It won't be 1-to-1, but it'll probably be a better rate than if you were sacrificing for Pulsechain now or waiting for the Ethereum bridge to open. So the best way to get Pulsechain is have your PulseX, and as soon as Pulsechain comes out, before the bridge is live, swap that PulseX for PLS. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is one of the biggest reasons why Hex is pre-viral, okay? We're on the last page of CoinMarketCap. There's only 75,000 stakers. Hex has had a lot of gains, but at this point, you're still not too late to the party, especially with what Pulsechain's going to do.
It's hard to deploy capital in this industry because most people tell you no. The answer to most things in crypto is no. Hey, Coinbase, we've got 250,000 users, 1,000,000% performance, 100% uptime, better uptime than you, homie, better price performance than you. You know, our coin incentivizes people to delay gratification instead of getting wrecked. It makes them happier and healthier instead of ruining their lives and destroying their relationships. Why don't you list us? You'll make money, your users will be better off, everyone will be happy. Nope. Where's the listings? There aren't any. That's fine. We did 1,000,000% without them. Fine. What about news? I raised $27 million for charity. We got one article in the express.co.uk. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it. What about everybody else? Nope. Radio silence. Hey, I'm doing the world's largest airdrop, most amount of free money that's ever been handed out. No news. $1 billion sacrificed for freedom. No news. All right, guys. You're just going to generate new competitors. That's fine, right? I started Hex. I on-ramped tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of new users to Ethereum and to MetaMask. Didn't get any thanks. None. Well,
the gatekeeping is real.
That's fine. Now Ethereum has a new competitor. We're going to lower Ethereum's fees and reduce the load on its network by taking away its users. Everyone's going to win. Fees are going to get, people are going to get the most free coins they've ever received. Transaction fees are going to be cheap on both chains. Well, I mean, cheaper than they would have otherwise been on Ethereum because we should reduce the load from them. Yeah, but it could have been different. They could have been nice, right? But they weren't nice, so now they've got a new competitor.
So between being blacklisted by CoinMarketCap, Coinbase doesn't even list Hex, even though they've listed things like Shiba and Doge. And it could be Coinbase just doesn't know about Hex. I highly doubt that, but they could also be overwhelmed with all these BS tokens. Maybe they just haven't seen the actual value in Hex. But it probably actually is more like the coin market cap gatekeeping. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. If you're still watching the video, comment turkey sandwich below so I know you finished the video. If you watch the full video, it's helping the channel a lot. So shout out to all my turkey sandwiches out there. God bless you guys. Until next time.